Hello and welcome to our first Privacy Rollup of 2022. I'm Rick Buck. I'm Chief Privacy Officer at WireWheel, and we're going to kick off the year with a look back at 2021 and looking ahead a little bit to 2022. So remember way back at the turn of the millennium when we thought that the Y2K conundrum was going to end the world? Well, here we are 22 years later, and in some strange parallel, I feel like we're in a similar situation. Technology, computing power, data collection, data manipulation, and the use of the internet as a commerce and information platform has outpaced all expectations. And much like Y2K, where a date field was once never thought to cause an impact on the current state of technology, we find ourselves managing data privacy issues with legislation that predates the technology and the societal issues of the day. The good news is that there are a lot of smart people and organizations thinking about how to solve for this. So as a result of that, let's look back a little bit at 20 and 21. We saw a significant door opening on major global privacy reforms. By way of Schrems, GDPR was called into question, SCCs were revised, transfer impact assessments were invoked. The UK opined about adequacy in data transfers. The EC proposed new AI regulation. Brazil, China, many other countries across the Americas and APAC passed privacy legislation. Here in the United States, we saw 3 laws come into the fray, California having 2 of them. The California Privacy Protection Agency was established. The FTC this past year has certainly made it clear that they're looking for increased oversight and in rulemaking authority. The common denominator in all of those are that these laws and these best practices are focused around notice and choice and consent and rights. They have a focus on third-party oversight and accountability and doing privacy impact assessments against processing of sensitive data or sensitive data applications. They focus on the restriction of and the redress for requests for government use of data. Moving forward, and then one last thing, technology is evolving. Cookies, for example, were put on the endangered species list. Mobile phone operating systems are attempting to be more privacy forward. All of the great alphabet companies are taking a swing at how they're going to move forward in this cookieless world that befronts us. In 2022, India appears to be at the precipice of finally passing their privacy laws. Israel, once considered to be an example of an exemplary privacy-forward country, is reworking their privacy laws. Canada, one of the very first countries to follow the European Union, is giving their privacy laws a facelift. And here in the United States, at the state level, Florida and Washington are reintroducing their privacy bills. DC, Indiana, New York, Ohio, Vermont are on the table. It's likely we're going to see many other states introduce their versions of privacy. At the federal level, will this be the year of the act? Will we finally have enough state privacy legislation that, much like when canned spam came into being as a result of having, was it 27, if I'm not mistaken, different state privacy laws, state spam laws, that we passed a federal bill to harmonize all that? Is this a year that that's going to happen? Privacy tech companies are on the rise. Privacy teams and budgets are growing. Think tanks coming out of organizations like the IAPP and the FPF and NIST, just to name a few, are addressing the privacy issues of the day and of the future. And I'm optimistic about that. All of them are focused on responsible, ethical, and audible collection and use of data. 2022 is going to be a year that privacy makes its greatest strides. And like Y2K, people in the future are going to talk about us and about all the hard work that we did and the accomplishments that we made as an industry. I'm very much looking forward to working with all of you in the coming year, and proud of the work we've done and looking forward to what's coming down the road. So there's a quick update for how we start the year. I'd like to thank you very much for tuning into WireWheel's weekly privacy roll-up. Please join me again next week when we'll talk about the latest news in the world around privacy. Please watch WireWheel's LinkedIn page for dates and times for new webinars and new updates. And of course, if you have any questions about today's topic or any other privacy-related matters, respond to this post or email us at marketing@wirewheel.io. We'll see you next week. And as always, thanks again for tuning in.